Have you ever noticed that your dreams rarely come as random snapshots, disconnected images, or isolated scenes? Instead, they often unfold like a movie, a story, a narrative with characters, settings, conflict, emotion, and sometimes a plot twist so strange that you wake up wondering what your brain was trying to tell you. You might be running through a city you've never seen, talking to someone who doesn't exist, watching impossible events happen as if they were normal, and yet your dream still feels like it has structure, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Why? Why does the human brain take the raw chaos of subconscious thoughts and shape them into stories? Welcome to EDX Talks. Today, we're exploring one of the strangest and most beautiful mysteries of the human mind. Why do humans dream in stories? Now, dreaming itself is mysterious enough. For thousands of years, humans have been fascinated by dreams. Ancient Greeks believed dreams were messages from the gods. Indigenous tribes viewed them as windows into the spirit world. Freud saw them as the expression of hidden desires. Modern neuroscientists view them as complex brain simulations. But one thing almost everyone agrees on, even across cultures, history, and science, is that dreams feel narrative. They move, they flow, they form sequences. They reveal emotional meanings through characters and events, almost like your brain is directing a movie every night. So let's go deep, very deep, into this question. The first clue lies in understanding how the brain works while you sleep. When you enter the stage called REM sleep, something extraordinary happens. The brain becomes almost as active as when you're awake. But certain parts, the logical decision-making centers, calm down. Meanwhile, the emotional and creative centers light up like fireworks. This means your dreaming brain is emotional, imaginative, and storytelling-driven, but not logical, critical, or linear. It's the perfect recipe for a story that feels real, yet doesn't follow the laws of reality. But here's where things get even more fascinating. The human brain is not just a thinking machine, it's a storytelling machine. Even when we're awake, we make sense of life through stories. We remember our past as a story, we understand other people through stories, we explain our choices through stories, we even imagine our future as a story we hope will happen. Storytelling isn't just something humans do, it's something humans are. So when you fall asleep, the brain doesn't simply turn off. Instead, it turns inward. It begins weaving together memories, emotions, fears, desires, unfinished thoughts, and raw sensory fragments into a narrative, something that helps the brain understand itself. And this leads to a powerful idea. Dreams are how your brain organizes your inner world. But why stories? Why not just raw memories or simple images? Because stories are the most efficient way for the brain to process complexity. A story allows your brain to combine multiple memories at once, process emotions without overwhelming you, perform simulations of possible future situations, rehearse solutions to problems you haven't solved yet, connect abstract thoughts into something understandable. For example, let's say you're anxious about a big decision. Your brain might dream about being late for a train, or missing an exam, or losing something important. Those stories aren't random, they're emotional metaphors. The brain tells the story it can, not the story it should. Sometimes your brain is trying to protect you. Sometimes it's trying to warn you. Sometimes it's trying to rehearse survival. Sometimes it's trying to heal. But the storytelling doesn't end there. Inside your brain is something called the default mode network, the system responsible for imagination, self-reflection, and daydreaming. When you sleep, especially during REM sleep, this network becomes incredibly active. It begins generating scenarios the way a writer generates ideas, combining familiar pieces into unfamiliar patterns. Think of dreams as a creative blender. The blender takes yesterday's conversations, last week's fears, childhood memories, images from a movie you watched, a random sound in your bedroom, and your emotional state, and it blends them into a story that feels coherent, even if it's completely surreal. Your brain cannot stop making meaning. It cannot stop connecting dots. It cannot interpret the world whether you're awake or not. But now, here's where the mystery deepens. Human dreams look like stories because humans think in stories. But why do humans think in stories in the first place? Because stories are the best survival tool the brain ever created. If you hear there is danger in the forest, you might ignore it. But if someone tells you a hunter once went into the forest and never returned, your brain pays attention. Stories help the brain remember important information, pass down knowledge, warn about danger, build empathy, bond with others, organize social life. Dreams imitate that same structure. They create emotional simulations so you can practice responses to danger. This is why many dreams feature being chased, falling, running, hiding, or confronting fear. These are ancient survival programs. Your dreaming brain tells stories not by accident, but because stories kept your ancestors alive. But here's something even stranger. Sometimes your dreams tell a story that you don't understand while it's happening, but makes emotional sense when you wake up. For example, you might dream that your house is flooding. You wake up confused, but later that day, you realize you've been overwhelmed with responsibilities. Your brain created a story, not to confuse you, but to translate emotions into imagery you would pay attention to. Dreams speak the language of symbols, not logic. They speak the language of emotion, not explanation. They speak the language of metaphor, not grammar. And that explains why dreams unfold as stories. Stories are the brain's best tool for translating your subconscious into something you can feel and remember. But the mystery goes even deeper. Some scientists believe that dreams are rehearsals for social situations. They let you practice conversations, arguments, fears, conflicts, and relationships without the real-world consequences. This would explain why so many dreams involve people we know, and why the emotional content is so intense. Your brain is strengthening your ability to navigate the social world. Others think dreams are a kind of nighttime therapy. They let you experience emotional situations in a safe environment. They soften the edges of painful memories. They help you process grief, fear, heartbreak, embarrassment, and loss. The story structure helps your brain place those emotions in context rather than letting them stay as raw, unprocessed pain. And then there are the dreams that feel like alternate realities. Dreams so vivid, so detailed, so immersive that you wake up almost momentarily disoriented. These dreams feel like complete stories because your brain creates worlds, characters, dialogue, and conflicts using the same neural pathways used for storytelling when you're awake. Your brain isn't just dreaming, it's world building. It's creating narratives that reflect your inner life. It's exploring parts of yourself that you rarely access during the day. It's giving shape to things you haven't fully confronted or understood. In dreams, your brain becomes the author, director, actor, and audience of the story all at once. And then there's the biggest mystery of all. Sometimes dreams reveal emotions you didn't know you had. They buried memories to the surface. They show you fears you didn't want to acknowledge. They illuminate desires you didn't realize mattered. Dreams can help you learn, heal, and adapt. They can serve as psychological mirrors reflecting your hidden world. And the story format, the narrative flow, is what allows your brain to organize those reflections in ways you can understand. So, why do humans dream in stories? Because stories are how we make sense of everything: our past, our present, our future, our fears, our hopes, our identity. Even when the outside world fades and our eyes are closed, the brain continues doing what it does best: turning chaos into meaning, turning emotion into experiences, memory into metaphor, turning the unconscious mind into a narrative. The mystery of dreams may never be fully solved, but one thing is clear: the stories you dream at night are not random illusions. They are the language of your deepest self. They're the brain's way of communicating what you're not ready or not able to say out loud. They're reminders that even when your body sleeps, your inner world is wide awake. And every night, without fail, your mind tells a story only you can experience, a story only you can interpret, a story that reveals who you are, who you've been, and who you're becoming.